That's Mark Hamill. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Podcast Puppets. I'm your host, Legal E. With me, as always, the funniest man alive, my co-host, Trevor D. Say hello, Trevor.
PCP coming at you on this date of we're not going to date it. We don't do it.
I have no idea what day it is, and you can never tell me. This is Mark Hamill singing as the Joker, singing I Go Loony, which comes from a certain Batman tale.
By Alan Moore.
I just wanted to hear more Mark Hamill. Killing Joke by Alan Moore is what we are tackling today. We are going to tackle the graphic novel and the unfortunate animated movie remake. I think it was like 2017 or something.
I told you, I couldn't watch it again.
Yeah,
I for days.
Yeah, I had a really hard time rewatching it. Yeah, let's talk about something else.
No, this is the topic.
Oh shit. Killing Joke, dude. I mean, Alan Moore, say it's our favorite comic book writer.
Brian Boland, the artist, the way that he depicts Batman and just the angles, the whole graphic novel, it's why he's my favorite writer, is the Killing Joke.
Same. You actually showed me the Killing Joke. I was a late bloomer to it. It's my favorite. It's a masterpiece. It's perfect. It's a perfect trade. Like well touted as probably the best Batman trade. I mean, I don't, we can debate that, but
and then we found out it was being brought to animation, and DC Animation is stellar track record. So hell yeah. And then the first 40 minutes of this movie, Batgirl is the main character.
Right.
And she has a gay best friend at the library that she works at.
Which gay best friend not in the comic.
She talks, the whole 40 minutes are not in the comic, where she talks about she has a crush on her yoga instructor who is Batman. And he's very forceful and dominating, and usually she's okay with it. And the whole time I'm looking, I brought the comic with me to watch when I took notes, and I'm looking at the comic, I'm like, they have not gotten to Arkham yet.
Right.
It is raining.
Which is how it starts, which is how the graphic novel starts. Graphic novel, I guess.
That's how the Killing Joke starts.
That's how it starts.
There's 48 minutes of bullshit.
Yeah, and it's tough to watch.
Spoiler alert, Batgirl and Batman fuck.
It's tough to watch. There was no reason whatsoever to give Batgirl a romantic arc. The thing about Killing Joke is it was so holy fuck, and it was such a big moment because Barbara gets brutally shot through the spine and paralyzed for life. You just didn't need to add any more Barbara. You didn't need to you didn't need any more weight or gravity into that happening to her. I'll tell you, I'll say on this podcast what I told you earlier. I was obviously really upset about this unnecessary romantic arc. Why not just have Robin suck Batman's dick? Right. Because it's the same thing.
Go for it, guys.
It's the same thing.
It's 2023.
Yeah, Jim Gordon's daughter. That's who Bruce Wayne's gonna fuck on a roof. It's the worst.
They secret identities out the door. They're like,
yeah.
This is Alan Moore.
I hope
doing an Alan Moore movie.
Yeah, I hope Alan Moore.
It's shameful.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a fucking shame, and shame on whoever made this. Alan Moore's rolling in his early grave. Or graves.
In his wizard tomb in Stonehenge.
Yeah, Alan Moore's rolling in Stonehenge. And he was already mad at everyone.
Now this was written by Brian Azzarello, who is a really great comic book writer.
What else has he done?
I will never forget that he did this. He did Dark Knight Returns 3 with Frank Miller.
I fucking love DK3.
He did 100 Bullets with Rizzo. He's written a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
He actually did a Batman, like a Joker, which inspired the Dark Knight Joker
Okay.
book, with the cuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wrote that. And he also wrote the first part of this movie. So
I mean, how can somebody who wrote Dark Knight 3 write something that makes me think that he knows nothing about any fucking character in this universe?
I could not. Now I am not blaming the director. Ooh, Lag City. I'm not blaming the director, Sam Liu. Liu. Liu.
Yeah.
He did a lot of the Batman Robin movies, which were great.
Yeah.
And the action in the movie is good.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, a few of my notes are complimentary, a few, not many. The Batmobile looks fucking great. The front is like
did you notice they used both Batman animated Batmobiles?
Yeah, well, the front is Batman animated, and then the back is like it's like the Adam West, the other animated. Yeah.
They used a bunch of Batmobiles, but when they finally got into the actual version of the Killing Joke, they used the first animated Batmobile. It was sick.
Yeah, it was sick. In the actual Killing Joke, in the graphic novel, the front of the Batmobile has like a Batman like mask on it. It's very interesting.
That's how it used to look. That was the old Batmobile.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Yeah, I got I'm gonna start going through my notes here. I always love DC animation style. It took a while to get used to it, but I love everything about it. My second note, Batgirl rules. Which is why this fucking sham of a fucking arc of love is so egregious, man. I mean, Batgirl fucking rules, and she doesn't rule because Batman fucks her. She rules because she's fucking Batgirl, man.
Right. Voiced by Tara Strong, who did the anime, and Conroy voice, Hamill voice.
Right, naturally.
One of the best Conroy voices. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe Hush might have been his last, but yeah, it's that's interesting. I've got a note here. Batman hits dude with car. Very funny.
I've got a note. It's like 30 minutes in the movie, and I'm waiting for Batman to go to Arkham.
30 minutes in, waiting for story to start.
Is he gonna like go visit the fake Joker? No. Okay. Oh, she's talking to her gay best friend. All right.
Again, folks, Batman visiting fake Joker in Arkham is how Killing Joke starts in the real world.
48 minutes of bullshit.
Why does
you have to go?
Wait, why does Batgirl have a love interest in this? Why the fuck is it Batman?
Right? And then you like imagine I
know, man.
If that was in the comic book, the comic book would be nonsense.
Yes.
It's like they took perfection and just turded all over it.
Yeah, to no avail. Here's my theory. I think that if you animate the Killing Joke itself, I mean, it's 50 pages. If you animate Killing Joke itself, it's probably, I mean, it's the second half of that movie, right? I mean, it's 35 minutes.
No, I watched the second half, compared it to the book because I had it right in front of me. There's only 2 extra scenes. There's the one where Batman's on trial, and then they like introduce the freak show.
Right.
And then when the freak show like fights Batman towards the end, there's only 2 extra scenes.
Right.
Everything else is great.
Great. It's
great.
It's fucking great. The second half of this movie is fucking great. But it's unforgivable. And after this podcast, I'm never gonna watch that movie again for as long as I live. Because fuck you.
Never. At least not the first part.
Man, this is the least funniest podcast we have ever fucking done.
Well, the Killing Joke was not funny.
Well, the
Even though
actual
it ends in laughter, it ends
no
in
no I see I laughed at the Killing Joke. I laughed at the joke Joker told. I think it's funny.
the scene when Barbara is in the hospital and she's like, "No, he's crazy this time. He's
Yeah.
going way far. Like he's beyond."
Yeah,
That was great.
that wasn't funny.
Yeah, no, we're not here to tell jokes, folks. We're talking about this bullshit movie we had to watch for you guys.
It's fucking.
I have in all caps like halfway through my notes. I'm not even watching.
I'm
just doing chores or some shit.
Dude, this is two of my notes in a row. Fuck this fucking movie is one, and then Jesus, why? It's my second one.
Yeah. When they're on the roof, she says, Batman says, we are partners, but we're not equals.
We're not equals, yeah.
You haven't seen the darkness. Like, you've been doing this 3 years.
Yeah.
And then she goes to fight him, and they're fighting, and then she kisses him, and they do it on a roof. What?
I'm so mad. I'm so actually mad, dude. If you are watching this podcast and you've seen this movie, write in, but just send a bucket of blood, and we'll know. How dare you?
It's like when Sansa got married.
It's when it's the same as the Ramsay and Sansa thing that never fucking happened. I felt the same way. It's a little different. It is consensual, but nonetheless, it was a fucking betrayal of that fucking character.
There's when Batgirl is beating that extra bad guy that they made up. I don't even know his name. I
have that written down. Beats dude's ass. Nice.
And he makes a period joke during it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He's like, "Oh, that guy doesn't. The month, honey."
That whole fucking character doesn't exist.
Right. No reason for it.
I'm even more mad. Oh my fucking god. Fuck you.
I said, like, it really makes it worse for Batgirl because, I mean, in this version, she went through like a bad breakup and got paralyzed. That was
that was my point earlier. She gets fucking shot in the spine. You don't need to make it worse. It doesn't get worse.
As soon as 48 happens, and then you see the Joker show up at her door with the one eye brightly, and then he just shoots her, takes her clothes off, and takes photos. That's Alan Moore. That's the movie we wanted.
Yeah,
that's how you start the fucking movie.
Because it's the most egregiously evil thing he's ever done, and like the man has tried to bomb 100 million people with diplomatic immunity. Mark Hamill's the GOAT. I love the magician background. What the fuck is this? Speaking of which, that panel when he shows up with the fucking camera around his neck and it's the hat down low and just the one eye, in my opinion, that's the best drawing of the Joker of all time.
It is. That's why Boland's the best.
Boland is the best. He's my favorite artist too, man. That's why I texted you when I was rereading Killing Joke. I was like, this Boland, right? You're like, yeah. I'm like, he's my favorite.
That's you got to read Cadillac 3000.
What else did Boland do? Batman.
I just said. Oh, other Batmans. He's just at that point. He's just done like pages in other books and then covers. He did like a black and white at one point, but nothing like this. Because when Boland digs in, I mean, you should see Judge Dredd stuff. His Dredd, amazing.
I really got to read Judge Dredd, man. I want to read fucking Constantine. I say it every fucking podcast.
So there was the scene where Red Hood is, where Joker is becoming Red Hood. He's talking with the other goons.
Yeah.
And they're eating the crawfish, straight out of the graphic novel.
Yeah.
But in the cartoon, there's just one guy in the background and he's got like one glass of wine, and he's just sitting there the whole time like this.
Yeah.
And he never moves. So it's just like, I have a note, like, super sad guy in the background. Like, what happened to this dude? Goes to the bar, just gets a glass of wine, and
Yeah, just listens to these goons turn the Joker into the Joker. That was cool. The animation of those two goons in the film are exact to Bolin.
yeah, I wish they did the deaths the same, because the way Boland has him getting shot is so real.
Yeah.
And then the way they're shot in this is kind of like boom to the head, flash,
Well,
other one's head.
Yeah, no, the way they're killed in this, it's like RoboCop came and just headshotted them both instantly.
In this version, Joker loves hookers, because Batman goes after these 4 hookers.
That's right.
And it's like, yo, where's Joker? And she's like, oh, I haven't seen him in a while.
He always comes around whenever he's out. Yeah.
What? That was not it.
How are you still alive?
But I'm not against this. I like that he likes hookers.
I like it too. Me too.
Alan Moore musical, word for word. I think one word was different because I compared it while I was watching.
That's the song. That's the song that played us in today. I Go Loony. Yeah. It was very good. Again, man. I mean, and it's going to come to as no surprise to anybody who's fucking watching this. The Killing Joke is it's the top tier. It's also what made Alan Moore my favorite comic book writer. And
now,
the second,
when they had Jim Gordon, when they captured him, they put him through the funhouse, and it's a moment where he's going through the funhouse looking at pictures of Barbara Gordon in undress,
right,
with blood all over because she was just shot in the spine,
right.
And then it's like it goes through the different doors, so it's like ba-dum, 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 and then inner shot with Batman questioning the criminals, trying to find out where Joker is.
Right.
But in the movie, they didn't do it. They had Batman question the guys, and then like 5 minutes later, they did him going through the nut house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, it wasn't this. I mean, way better the way Moore did it. Again, this comic was only 50 pages, and so much happens. And it feels so fucking heavy. To the point where you didn't need to add a love story in 45 minutes of fucking hogwash.
Folks, it ruined the movie.
It ruined the movie.
It's not going to get a lot of knives because fuck this movie.
Fuck this movie.
The ending we're talking about now, where we're kind of jovial and we're like, man, that was good. That's so good. It's not worth it.
No, never.
If the half of the movie, maybe more than half of the movie, is garbage, then you can't just like put a bow on it.
No,
that's not how movies are.
No, there's absolutely no saving it. I don't.
And when this movie ended, I walked away. My friend called me back. He said, "There's a post-credit scene." I said, "What? Did you watch the post-credit scene?"
No. Fuck this film.
It was exactly. It was Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair going to this giant computer room that she made at some point and becoming Oracle instantly. Now in the comic, this didn't happen for like 15 years. She was just in a wheel.
Right.
But, good for her. Good for the debate.
It's why Killing Joke was so fucking substantial too. Like everyone in the Batman universe after Moore wrote that was just like, yeah, that happened. Now she's in a wheelchair. Batgirl, there is no Batgirl. She's a fucking shot. It's one. You know what?
Notes. I'm not keeping these notes.
Killing Joke, the comic by Alan Moore. In a podcast puppets first, I'm gonna give Rambo Knives to a comic book. Killing Joke by Alan Moore gets a resounding 5 out of 5 Rambo Knives from me.
Yeah, we're doing Rambo Knives. Killing Joke, 5 out of 5 platinum Rambo Knives.
Yeah, I'll go platinum. I love platinum.
You have to.
You have to. It's
That's the best of the best.
It's the best of the best. It's the platinum standard of Rambo knives. It's so fucking good. What do you give Killing Joke, the bastard film?
I'm giving it 2. I'm giving it 2 because of the last 40 minutes. I'm giving it 2 knives.
Wow.
Because I can't give it 0. I can't give it 1.
Wow.
Because the Killing Joke was in that movie. But 2 is good.
No, it's not. I know it's not at all. Wow. I came into this podcast with it written down in my notes that this thing was getting a 1, but you convinced me. I will give this a 2. The Killing Joke is in this film. It's just, this film is not the Killing Joke.
If you watch this movie, you skip half the movie.
Yeah, just start at Arkham. Just start at Arkham. And
start it when the comic begins, and it's a lot better.
Dude, I tell you what, Trevor, if you start it where the comic begins, it's probably a fucking 4.5.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so mad that they ruined it.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I hope.
Think about like, oh, Batman just fucked this girl. Why am I thinking that?
Batman just fucked this girl and her name's not Selena Kyle.
So stupid.
It's even funnier because you're lagging a little bit.
I know. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Next cast, we'll figure it out.
Next cast, maybe a couple laptops.
I got to find a different environment.
Yeah. It just can be your old phone, too.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
this is going to be our least funniest podcast. We knew it going in. This is the only time we've ever agreed to do a podcast about something we equally were just really fucking mad about.
Yeah, and mainly I wanted to see how the cast was going to go. I'm proud that we got to fucking voice our opinion.
Yeah, the people needed to hear it.
Anger is also appealing. I hope they're just as mad.
I hope so.
They know what they're writing in, like anger.
Yeah, no, the chat boards are blowing up right now.
Mm-mm.
Just says anger. Just says anger over and over again.
All caps.
Yeah, it's just scary.
I'm gonna have to call the cops on that guy, but after the show. After the
show. Oh man, yeah. So fuck that movie. Great comic. What else is going on, man? What are you reading?
Still reading the Mark Millar series. It's still coming out. They're still killing all my favorite characters.
Right.
Tony Stark got married to Emma Frost.
Huh.
They had like a fake marriage. I read the comic. I still don't get it. I don't know.
Okay.
Batman is having a war with Catwoman, and
with sexy results.
The Robins are fighting Batman. This last issue was every Robin fighting Batman except his son, who fought the other Robins.
Okay.
Oh, and he brainwashed Jason Todd.
My favorite my favorite Robin.
Yeah, because Jason Todd's a murderer. He's like, you should be in prison, but I'm just going to brainwash you. So I'm like, fuck. So Dick Grayson found out and is like, I'm going to have to kick the shit out of you. And
out of Bruce?
Yeah, with sexy results.
Yeah, baby. This guy's dishing out the dirt.
We're back.
This podcast is funny as fuck, dog. Fuck, man.
What else? What else?
I don't know. I gotta fucking. I'm still reading Harry Potter, but I need a comic.
I read one where Captain America was taken over and he worked for Hydra. That was it was crazy. I mean, he took over America.
With fascist results.
with fascist results. Hi-yo! Yeah, I don't. The Secret Empire is what it was called.
Okay.
It was very long, and there was time travel involved. It was all right.
Yeah. I gotta get me something new, man. I gotta go out and like buy some. It turns out a bunch of comics are on the internet though, so that's dope. But I support art.
I could give you a bunch of Mark Millar to read. They're all so good.
Yeah, I'd be super into it, man. I want to dive into something new. Christ's sake. All right, well, that's just.
You want to before we go, you want to promote that like super awesome rap you just did?
So tonight, right before this podcast, a dear friend of mine sent me a beat that his son made. His son made his first beat. And he goes, I'm calling in a favor. And I was like, what do you need? It's like, I need you to rap on this. So I said, give me 15 minutes. About 15 minutes later, I wrote and recorded something. Sure, I'll put it on the internet. I gotta ask Joe what he wants to do with it. But yeah, I'm back.
That's great though.
Dude, here's hoping, man. Like honestly, like the goal this year is to get the ball rolling on my next solo project, which is just gonna be like all me. I want to produce music, maybe do some like live video stuff. I don't know, man. It's just time.
You should call the album Season 3.
It's a great album name. I've got a couple of clever titles, and I got a clever name for this new thing. I'll tell you about it later.
It's gonna be. I got to start writing my comedy down. I'm gonna do a set soon, so
I hope so, man. I hope so, man. Go for it, dude. I miss making music, man. I miss you making comedy. We should fucking get back in the fucking swing of it. I'm also getting very fat, so what's that?
Winter coming.
Winter is coming. Don't you fucking forget it. All right, folks. Killing Joke. Read the comic. Watch half the film. So, all right, folks. This is Podcast Puppets. It's still season 3. When is season 4 coming? We'll never tell.
It's going to be 3D.
That's it, folks. Good night.